So I don't know who came up with this, but that was a lie. We're still here. I mean, I am. So it's your girl Jcourdanie. I'm back with another video, and I am so happy that you are here. I'm so happy that you clicked on a video. I'm guessing you're one of me, or do you support? Or are you trying to gain a better understanding of why? Or are you just nosy? It's okay. Either way, you are welcomed. Just the same way we are everywhere in every month. It does not end in June. And that's why it's July 1st and I'm posting my coming out story. Or is it that? We just gonna get into it. And y'all can tell me if that's y'all's definition of coming out or not. We're gonna take this all the way back to childhood. Growing up, see my tattoos, growing up, I was always surrounded by masculine women. And what I mean by that is, you know, studs. We're not gonna, come on, let's just stop, okay? Studs. Corrective term, I don't know what preferred term they genuinely claimed, all jokes aside. But in my eyes, gay women and what I knew of. When I was growing up, my babysitter, she was a grandmother, but she had a granddaughter, and she was at least like 25. She was grown. And I was like 5, and I remember her being around, and she was so sweet and she was so cool. Like when I would come around, she would give me pizza. Like it was no smoke with Lil J. I rocked with her. Like I really did. That was my girl. Boom. That was one of them. Strike one. You know what I'm saying? So I was always surrounded by it. I thought it was normal. I'll first put that out there. It was not something that I just came of age and I was like, what's this? A lot of the women in my life that helped me grow into the woman I am today were gay women. I even had a swim coach once I turned about 4 or 5, same age. I always grew up in swimming, but it was time for me to get to the growner side of swimming. I was out of my baby class, and we'll call her Coach. They were also masculine, also a prominent figure in my life, helping me grow into the woman that I was from 5 to at least like 12. One of my aunts has married a woman. So, you know, I always saw it and looked at it as normal. So, you know, I'm in elementary school and I've always been a lover girl. So I was in elementary school. When I tell you, I don't know if everybody used to do this, but I would go home and I would write down all of my crushes, and I would think about all of my crushes that I had in my class and who they were and their names. And I remember this one time I was going through my crushes and I was like, okay, I like da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But the first name that I said was a girl named Candy. I'll say that. We're gonna go by that. That was her name. Very close, but Candy. And Candy was my friend. So I was like, as soon as I said that and I said her first, I was like, no, you can't say that. You can't say that. That ain't, you know what I'm saying? That ain't it. You know, you're not supposed to like women. I felt that way because growing up, my father did make a lot of slick comments about the LGBT community, and it made me feel like I wouldn't be accepted, and that genuinely just wasn't okay. I remember looking at the TV screen, and my favorite song growing up, I kid you not, was the song that's like, if I can't change, even if I tried, even if I wanted to, my love, my love, my love, she keeps me warm. She keeps me warm. So you know what I'm talking about? So, but when my father and my mom would come around, I would be like, oh no, you can't sing that song. Like I would catch myself singing. I'd be like, you can't sing that song. Because I knew what it was about. I was like, okay, so I always pushed under the rug that I liked girls. I even had this friend growing up, her name was Kiki. We'll go by Kiki. And she would come over my house, right? And then this one time, we were playing this game with my computer. And, you know, we're just being kids. So she's like, oh my God, the special operation, we gotta do da-da-da-da. I was like, okay, you know, I'm getting to it. We really got business to take care of. You know, we standing on it. So, you know what I'm saying? We get into it. Then, the next operation, she goes, I'm like, what happened? She's like, it says we have to kiss. Mind you, we sitting at the edge of the bed, so boom, I'm putting out the scene for you. I'm like, okay, because you know at the time I'm like, I'm standing on business, so I'm like, okay, say no more. We gotta get in. So I'm like, you know what? Let's do this. Then we go in. Okay. Not too much, you know? So then, boom, we get to the next operation. I'm like, cool. Ain't no sweating it. We just got through. No talks. We already did it. So then, boom, she gets typing again. She's smooth with it. What happened? We just got through. This is now. We have to kiss again. But with tongue. Oh, hell no. Now, you know what? So now, you know, now I'm keeping it inside. I'm like, oh, I know something you don't. I know what you're doing. I know exactly what you're doing. So, I said, let's try a different game. She's like, okay. She's like, shit, I ain't, I ain't gonna try too hard, you know. Shout out to Kiki. I wonder if she's still playing it smooth like that. That was a good one. So then from that point on, I was like, oh my God, first kiss, girl. Boom. So, you know, these story times stop story times in one. So, boom, that goes on. I go on throughout my childhood, you know, trying not to have crushes on girls. But I do. So then boom, flash forward, I'm in high school. This is 2015 and I am in 10th grade. So I was in band class and there was this girl in my class and we're gonna call her Winter. And so it was like the first day in band class, like, and I had this friend, her name is Kaya. You know, Winter is sitting across the classroom, and I look at my girl Kaya, and I'm like, that girl, like, I don't know why, but I just like something about her. I just couldn't get, like, you know what I'm saying? I think it was low-key the second day we had this class, because I feel like the first day I peeped her. Second day, it was assassination time. But, you know, it wasn't like that because in my head, like I said, I had pushed these feelings down below. I'm like, heck no. Like I said, my dad, he's not going for it, you know. I'm like, this isn't okay. This is not normal. So, I tell Kaya, I'm like, that girl over there, she look gay. Goofy level, we're here. She was like, oh, hell, like she do. We're about to leave the class. We're all lined up by the door to leave. Now, mind you, I don't know why this was going on. He was doing too much. This ain't elementary school, so why was we lined up? But whatever. This was ready to go. Kaya goes up to Winter, and she's like, I'm going to ask her. And I'm like, Kaya, don't do that. She's like, oh, no, I'm going to ask her. And she's like, hey, are you gay? Or, like, do you like girls? My friend want to know. Like, my friend, I feel like she threw me under the bus. Like, I don't remember, so I ain't going to do you, Kaya. But I feel like you did me. But it's okay though. Anyways, all I know is Winter's looking at me and I'm looking at Winter and I'm like, you feel me? And mind you, the year before that, I had a little friend, but she just disappeared. And I'm pretty sure she liked girls, but I don't know. I just threw that in the back of my mind too. And she was a little, you know, masculine. And, you know, but I never said anything. But yeah, 10th grade, boom, Winter. And Winter's like, shit. She was like, what do y'all think? And Kaya's like, I mean, I don't know. And I was like, that's why we asking you. We trying to clarify, you know what I'm saying? We trying to ask some questions. But then at that point, I'm like, shit, I'm snitching on myself. So then now she's looking at me like, I was like, are you bi? She was like, I don't know. Do I look bi? And then I was like, I don't know. So she was playing with us. She wasn't telling us, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't know. It was so obvious. But yeah, later down the line, of course, she ended up, you know, she got into herself later in high school. But of course, you know, she's in 9th grade. She was a grade under me. She just, you know, she a baby one. She a baby one. Y'all know what I mean. Fast forward, you know, we would be low-key flirting in class. Winter, if you watching this, don't lie, because you used to low-key flirt with me. Or am I delusional? It's okay, y'all, because that just kept thinking about it, and I'm like, oh my God. And eventually, I'm like, I really do like this girl. And y'all, I ended up catching lots and lots of feelings for her. It got to the point where I was talking her mama page. I knew who her daddy was. I knew the girl was from New York. Like, when I'm on tip, I'm on tip. I'm not gonna lie. And I was on clip. Cherry. Okay, this is supposed to be a mature story time, and I'm just okay. So yeah, later down the line, you know, that year, I'm like, at this point, I'm like, fuck. You know, and this time, if you're gay in 2015, if you know, you know. The studs was popping on Instagram. I mean, they was popping. If you was in high school to college, you know, you saw. You saw. It was pressure. So, mind you, I got temptation all over my screen. I'm trying to dodge the gay. I'm like, stop! I don't want it. And it keeps attacking me. It's like it wanted me. If I'm being genuinely honest, I feel like what made it harder for me is that people around me in that same year were seeing me and Winter talk, was seeing how I felt clearly from a different perspective. They're not me. And they were constantly telling me, Jalen, you're gay. Jalen, you're gay. Are you gay? Jalen, you like girls. Why don't you just come out, Jalen? Like, we know you like girls. And it was literally to the point where it felt like I was getting bullied out of my own sexuality. Like, they was bullying me out that closet. I'm not gonna lie. It was really hard because I was trying to find myself while people were telling me who I was. And it's not like I didn't exactly know that. It was just hard for me to accept. So while they were in my face telling me to just come out, to just admit to us, it's not that I don't know. It's not that I don't have a feeling. I know myself. It's just the fact that it was taking me a while. It was the fact that it was something that I had to accept within my own self, but people just kept pushing me. So it got to the point where everybody around me knew except me. So at that point, I'm like, fuck it. Let me pull out the test. I'll go straight to Google. It's second semester. I know I have a crush on this girl by now. And at this point, I'm actually crying about it. I was really sad. I wouldn't be accepted like this. Like, I always just felt like that was something I needed to push aside, that it was a part of myself, that it just shouldn't be a part of me. I'm taking quizzes, like, am I gay quizzes during lunch. I had lunch first, but it was after band class that Winter was in. Dealing with that, I'm like, oh my God, I like this girl. Then I get to lunch, then I get to class. At lunch, I'm taking the test. Am I gay test? I click on the results. I'm walking back to class. The results come back positive. It says, you're gay. Like, let it go. Like, it said, like, it was like a 98% score. Like, I passed with flying colors. Literally. At this point, I'm in history class. I'm sitting at the front, and I literally just burst into tears. And the teacher's looking, and she's like, what did y'all do? Like, she's looking immediately like, and they like, I ain't do nothing. I get up, I walk out of class, I storm out of class. And it was a really sad day for me. I was crying in the in the stall. Fuck. I'm sorry. Like, this probably like, dang it. Like, I'm not laughing, but it's like, oh my God. Like, that was really like, I don't know. I'm sorry. Man. Crying in the stall. And then I got home. It was just a lie. I just realized, you know, like, this is something I have to accept about myself. And then, mind you, that same year, I met my high school sweetheart. When at this point, I feel like I'm invincible. I feel like I got a gaydar. I did. I do have a gaydar, actually. I know what's up. I know. You need help out there? Hit my DMs. So I remember she came to the table. This girl that was on the basketball team that used to sit with us. She was like, hey, y'all, this Kata. Oh my gosh, that's how you know. You speak of the devil and you start like really like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. So anyways, they all like, hey, Kata. I'm like, Kata, you gay? Kata started laughing. They like, Jalen. I'm like, what? I'm just asking, like, what? Calm down. And we become best friends. Like, we were true besties throughout high school and like lovers. And it got to the point where she came to my house. And at this point, this is the first girl that came to my house. And I was so nervous. I just told my mom ahead of time. I was like, there's this girl coming to my house. I think I said she was masculine. I don't know. But at that point, I remember my mom saying like, oh, like, y'all got to keep the door open. Like, girl, she can't get me pregnant. Like, what's up with that? So, you know what I'm saying? And I had to leave my door open. But I remember when she came, I was so scared. And I had like goosebumps that day that she was coming to my house. I just remember her walking in the door. My mom just sees her and they're like, oh my gosh. And when I tell you my heart was in my ass, like I was so nervous. I never really said anything. She went upstairs. We had a nice time. And throughout high school, she would come because she had already graduated. So once I got to 12th grade, she would like come to the school and sit with me throughout lunch, and she would pick me up. And we would go places, and then we dated in college, and it ended very traumatizing. Story time if y'all want that. I had another girlfriend after high school that summer, right before me and the girls started dating the Kata, because we dated in college anyways. But we were mad at each other for like 5 months, and during those 5 months, that summer, as soon as I graduated, I met this girl, and that was crazy. But I remember when they would come pick me up from the house, I would be like, oh, they're gonna come pick me up. I never ever said a pronoun. And at that point, I feel like my mom, she started to pick up on it. And she was like, I feel like, is this they a girl? Because you never say he. You always say they. You never say he or she. You always say they. It's a girl, isn't it? And I was like, no, it's not. And I ended up one day, I slipped up and I said she. And mom was like, oh, okay. And, you know, eventually, you know, I brought Kata around after we dated in college. And then at that point, my mom was like, I remember you, Kata. Y'all lied to me, you know. Basically, she realized, she was like, oh, okay, I knew what was going on. She already knew, you know, moms know. So, yeah, that was pretty much that. Long story short, never really came out. I just popped out. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. Literally. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. Word to my homie Kendrick. Word to my Gemini twin. Word to him. Word. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. I ain't saying shit. This is my life, honestly. And I say all that to say that if you haven't came out yet, this is your life. Come out when you want to. Don't hurt anybody in the process, of course. Understanding that other people have feelings too, you know. Don't be messing around with somebody and keeping it on the low. I completely understand. But understand that this is your life. If people cannot accept you once you come out as yourself, whether that's bi, gay, lesbian, pansexual, you don't want a pronoun, people who are meant to be inside of your life are going to be attracted to you. They're going to be attracted to your light. And it is okay to shine without asking anybody, hey, is it okay? The sun doesn't ask, hey, is it okay for me to brighten up your day? It just does. It shows up, and its light inspires people to get up. Some people can't even live without that light, without the sun, because it helps them shine, it helps them live another day. But the sun doesn't ask you throughout the night, hey, do you mind if I come out in the morning? Shine and see who gravitates towards you, because people need you. People need that light. People need that representation. You are always welcome. There's no fuck a June. Actually, I scratched that. Shout out to June, because it's month of me, rebirth, Geminis, and us being celebrated with some money off. Goddamn right. Give me the coupons. And I'm mad at a lot of companies not giving us coupons this year, but you know what? It's all good. I'm sorry. That was a little bit hurt. Came out. I ain't gonna lie. I be excited because I'm like, you using me, but I'm finna use you too. What are you talking about? Long story short, if you need anybody to talk to, if you need anybody's advice, take mine. Fuck them. This is your life. You can come out when you're ready. You don't even have to come out. Who says that there needs to be a priority for people to know? As long as you're being safe sexually, you're not hurting anybody's feelings, you're letting people know, the right people know that there's stuff going on. Of course, you know, stuff's not cool. I even have trauma about that. So definitely just be yourself. Take your time. It's okay to be alone. It's okay to find time to realize who you are, and finding the right people who will accept that person and not just spilling it all out there. Or you can. It depends on how you are able to grow and how you are able to look at the light of the day. But just know that you are loved. If you are not loved by those people at home, if you are not loved by those people who are currently around you, if you're not loved by your partner because you feel like they won't love you for who you truly are, you are loved by me. You are loved by that community. You are loved by those people who are waiting for you to tell your story. They're waiting for you to be your genuine self. They are waiting. There's people out there waiting to love you the exact way you are, but they never will find you if you keep staying in the closet. Bye, y'all. I'm ready. Are you? Ain't nobody trapping me in no closet.